And let's bring in Chicago Sun-Times movie and TV critic Richard Roeper for more. Richard, Hackman's acting career spanned more than 5 decades. What made him this go-to movie star for so many major roles, especially since so many of them were pretty different?
Yeah, Diane, great question. And, as Matt's piece showed there, Gene Hackman had a very much of an everyman quality. He once told me, I talked to him years ago, that for the first 40 years of his life, nobody recognized him because he wasn't famous and he just looked like, your uncle or the butcher down at the grocery store. And then after that, everybody came up to him because he seemed so approachable, even though he became very famous and legendary as a movie star, he still had that regular guy quality.
Tributes are pouring in on social media. What are fans and friends saying about Hackman?
I think that, you mentioned the range of Gene Hackman, and he often, Diane, played authority figures. We saw there, he played cops, he played crime bosses, he played sheriffs, he played a high school basketball coach. So there was something about his presence on screen, even if the movies weren't great, and I know Clint Eastwood has said this, and Warren Beatty, actors who became directors themselves, he would elevate the material, Diane, because he never phoned it in. He had that presence that filled up every inch of the screen. So the minute Gene Hackman came into a scene, your eyes were drawn to him.
Richard, how is Gene Hackman going to be remembered?
I think he's going to be remembered for that body of work. It's interesting, Diane, because as you mentioned, he was a big star for the better part of 4 decades. But then when he decided to walk away from acting, I think he felt he had done this great body of work. And it's really been about 20 years since he's done a lot of movies or TV shows, because I think he felt like, listen, I've done every type of role. I've done every type of movie. I've done comedy. I've done heavy drama. I've done action. And I'm going to let my work speak for itself. He didn't like talking about himself. He liked talking about the work.
All right, film critic Richard Roeper. We appreciate your time, Richard. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane.